We're on.
Welcome to the Coffee Club, broadcasting live from New York with your host, Felix, and co-host, Dr. Mark. So let's have a cup of coffee and enjoy the show.
There is no heaven. There is no hell. There is only this world and its dark reflection. And we do not know in which of the two worlds we are.
Good evening, and welcome to the show.
Are we in the Twilight Zone?
We are in the Twilight Zone. This is the Rebellious Rev.
This is the Doc.
And welcome to our show. And I see I have guest number... logged in, logged out already. Man, I'm just going to say hello. Guest... That was the quickest login I've seen out of the... Excuse me.
The Rev's a little under the weather, ladies and gentlemen. He's been preaching a little bit too much lately.
Definitely too much of something. Or maybe not enough.
You know, he's become a regular down... He's become a regular down at the local bar, and if they buy him enough drinks, he starts preaching the Bible, you know.
You buy me enough drinks, I'll marry the drunks. So what's up?
Well, very busy week in politics. Yeah, see that? He's taking another drink. Look at it. God almighty.
I'm going to sleep like a baby.
I hope you do.
So
I hope I do. Heck. But...
have some tea.
You know, problems with Mexico, Enrique Niete Peña, or Peña Niete... No, Enrique Niete Peña. That's his name. I don't blame the Mexicans saying they don't want to pay for the wall. You know, I mean, and Donald says, we are going to pay for it initially and then be reimbursed by Mexico. But when we lay out the money to build the wall, it's got to come from Congress, which means Congress has to generate funds, whether they, raising taxes or something, or taking from one hand to give to the other. But if, and it's a big if Mexico pays us back for the wall either through trade or anything like that, you're not going to get anything in your pocket. I'm not going to get anything in my pocket. It'll go into the general coffers.
Yeah, it's got to go back.
If we're lucky.
Yeah, it's go back to our general funds. Well, you know, one of the ways they're talking about is they give them so much aid for the next 5 years. They're going to cut their aid.
Yeah, about $280 billion they give them.
Yeah, so they'll take off $5 billion off for 3 years, and the wall's paid for.
And that would be that would pay for the wall. They could, except that Mexico is in dire straits as it is and can't afford to lose any revenue at all. You know, I mean...
But if they're not cooperative, why should we give them so much aid?
No, believe me, I'm agreeing. I am agreeing with you here. You know. And Trump is still wailing away at the size of his crowd. You know, I mean, what gets me is he should try to be a little bit more presidential. He is the president. He won. It doesn't make a difference who had a bigger crowd on the Washington Mall, you know.
Well, people call him he's illegitimate president.
You know, since he's been elected, except for that initial weekend, I haven't heard anybody say that. And then he talks about voter fraud and illegals coming in to vote where Congress, you know, Mitch McConnell in the Senate and Paul Ryan in the House say there has been no proof at all to back that up. So why does he keep going on like this? It only makes himself look like a crybaby. And the thing is, he shouldn't be because he won.
Yeah. That That he got from an article that was printed in some newspaper that they said there were 3 million people who voted illegally in 2008 or something. But that article was disproved, I believe. I think it was 2008. I believe it was disproved.
You know, and
It's
he
like
said he still
it's
hasn't.
like the outer limit, or Twilight Zone. It is how did that?
There is a fifth dimension beyond that which is known to man. It is as vast as space and as timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between shadow and substance and things and ideas. It is an area which we call the Twilight Zone. Now that's only one of them.
Now what did she?
Then there's
Now what did Connolly say? It's a. She said it was a alternate truth.
Well, it's Chuck Todd and a couple of other people were trying to get her on, this whole thing about fake news. And they said, well, what are you espousing here if not fake news? This can't be proven. It's already been disproven.
Alternate facts.
And what's his face? Bannon. The press. I heard this more than once on many different stations. The press is not supposed to be an adversary to the president, but they're supposed to fact check him and keep him honest. And anytime the press brings something up to him that he doesn't agree with, he says that they're liars and it's fake news. Now, how does it look to a foreign country when you accuse the media of not broadcasting the truth?
It's like every other media in the world. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. I think there's a lot of fake news. There's been a lot. I mean, and everybody's done it. Obama did it with his insurance. All this stuff he said about the insurance, that was all fake news, all lies.
Well, that was at the beginning of Obamacare when even he didn't know how it was going to play out. And he said you could keep your carrier, you can keep your doctors. Well, we all knew after 1 year that wasn't the case.
Because nobody had read the damn thing.
Well, that's true. Nobody, I'm sure there were 1 or 2 congressmen or at least their staff that read the whole thing. Okay, but the problem is, not enough people read it.
No, but everybody, all the Democrats stuck together, like you always say about the Republicans.
Starting to sweat now, huh?
Yeah.
That was a mistake, I told you. Not till you go to sleep.
All the Democrats stood together and voted down the line for Obamacare.
Hey, listen, all the Republicans always vote down the line.
They both do, come on.
More so Republicans than Democrats.
I think it's about the same. Look what the Democrats just said. They'll not work with him, with Obama. They'll try not to get his judges in there. They'll do everything they can to stop him.
No, they said if the nominee is going to be that conservative, they will not approve. Okay, that's what they said. And the sad thing is, I forgot his name already.
Scalia?
No. The one that Obama nominated to take his place. Began with an M.
Matthews or something?
No.
I know you're talking about, yeah.
But I hope our listeners do. But the point is, he was middle of the road. He was conservative on some issues and moderate on others. But I have news for you. It's not a matter of this appointment. Because if this appointment is to replace Scalia, he could be as conservative as they want, because then it's just going to come down to 5-4 decisions like it was in the past.
Yeah.
But if Ruth Bader Ginsburg decides to retire,
then it's going to be more important.
ladies and gentlemen, the Rev is doing a strip here. Boy, oh boy.
Yeah.
It is hot tonight.
Yeah, baby.
But anyway, if Ruth Bader Ginsburg feels that because of poor health she can't continue, and he appoints another conservative judge, and the votes become 6-3, okay, the moderates on the court and the Democrats looking for moderate decisions, they're just not going to be any. And if he appoints somebody young enough, let's say in their 50s, which is considered young, or even in their 40s, which is, of course, even younger, let's say somebody in their late 40s.
That's what they said he's looking at, a guy in the late 40s.
This person could be on the bench for 30 years.
The way Ginsburg's been on, for how many years she been on?
Well, I don't know. Look, I'm not debating the fact that she's been on for a long time.
Not a big deal.
But you know what gets me? Ruth Bader Ginsburg and her husband, and Scalia and his wife, they used to go to the opera together. They used to
They were friends.
But that's what I'm saying. You see, as much as in the Congress, congeniality and going across the aisle is practically dead, here you have two polar opposites on the Supreme Court, yet they found common ground and interests.
Well, listen, they believed in the law, and they respected each other, and they were, that's the bottom line. The Democrats don't respect the Republicans. The Republicans don't respect the Democrats. So they're not going to do anything.
Well, look, meanwhile, no one has been nominated, no votes have been cast, so let's just see what happens. I mean, right now we're being very premature. And then let's face it, there are other things to talk about. You have the Women's March last weekend, which would have been really something to speak about, except for a few Hollywood types who ran their mouths. Either, they were in Madonna. I don't know. You said Cher was there, but I didn't hear what you said.
I didn't say Cher.
Somebody said Cher was there.
She was there, but I don't know.
I think I was listening on CNN on the radio.
She was there. I saw her.
She was there, but I don't know if she spoke. But Madonna, I mean, went a little bit overboard, talking about burning down the White House. I mean, that's dangerous. Even though they know she's not going to do it, that's dangerous talk.
Well, I'll tell you something. When I worked for Eastern Airlines, one of the mechanics said, "I'm going to bomb the airplane," kidding around. FBI came and arrested him. And he went to jail. And he wasn't going to bomb it. He was only kidding. But there was no questions asked. They arrested him on the spot.
Because on some things, there is no leeway.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we forgot to give you our number, 646-595-3275. It is 9:15. Feel free to give us a call, or the chat rooms are open. So,
if you are listening to us on Zeno Live or Zeno Live or whatever, our phone number is there, but I don't know what it is.
Like I told you, ladies and gentlemen, the Rev has had one too many.
What is that number of Zeno Live? Why won't they tell anybody?
You will excuse me.
You're excused. Well, if I'm excusing him, I'm excusing myself for putting on some music, because that's what I do. I'm not feeling well. Mark is not feeling great. But we are very loyal to the show, and the show must go on. Dr. Mailman must deliver. So let's go first and listen to our first song. The singer's name is